Okay, hey guys, it's been quite a while since I have released a new version, and this time I am releasing this version. I think if I'm not wrong, it's the version, what again? Yeah, it's the version 0.96-8. Yeah, it's the 8th one. And this time finally we have those login features, which now doesn't work because I have not set a password yet. And for this version, even if you log in, the main point of logging in, I think, is just the functionality, because as I have said from like the last video, I plan to add the plugin system, which I have already added. For example, here's one example. For example, you want to log in, and let's say my password is oh my god, okay, OMG. So just type login and then type OMG, and then you enter once. It's going to log in. And just for your information, it can support any UTF-8 characters, so actually you can type like Chinese, you know, like, let me just show you which, yeah, now the Chinese, okay, the Microsoft Chinese, like Ni Hao or some crap. Wait, I think Microsoft doesn't recognize that. Okay, let me just click that one and then just yeah, and then yeah, or whatever thing you want to type, and then you can just enter it, and we will just process it. And if it match like the password you set in the personalized not text there, there's like that, I think it's called like something like, yeah, admin pass. So there's like admin pass equals to something there. So let me just show you. I'm not quite sure, like, could you guys see that? Let me just show you. Yeah, that, no, there you go. So you guys can change that admin pass equals to your password, as long as, I think, like, it depends on your text file what encoding you give it to, but of course normally, I mean, like, you should make, you should like just simply just let it encode to UTF-8, and I think Microsoft will do it automatically as long as you type some some text or strings that are not supported in the ANSI or the ASCII. I think they will just automatically convert the text file to UTF-8, which is convenient. So yeah, you could enjoy that. You could make your password like Omega or something, as long as it's Unicode, it will just be recognizable by the system. So yeah, your password technically could be like Omega something, but yeah, you could try that out. And then after logging in, so for example, log in, oh my god, and then you enter once, and then the way to use this is not using the Chinese. Okay, I set it to simply recognize like the English, like start plugin sys, and then so you just enter it once, and then you can just simply call plugin whatever name, like maybe there's like one plugin that's called, like, I mean, it's in the user file there. Inside the user, there's like one plugin folder. So I think maybe I need to show you guys again, because it's kind of confusing if I just say something like that. So yeah, there you go. It's something like that. So inside the user plugin, you have that Java bytecode So yeah, when you type called plugin final test all, it will just simply go to this folder that's in the home system, and then inside the user and inside the plugin folder, if you just find that name called final test o 0, it is actually 0 not o. So if you recognize that file and it will just run it. Of course, so the technical limitation for this plugin currently is I think it only supports like the standard Java library. So sadly you cannot compile Kotlin code and then just run the class file, because most of, I think, like if you are coding in Kotlin, then you are probably going to use the Kotlin standard library instead of like the Java standard library, which by default the home system will only just include the home system will just only include the Java standard library and those JavaFX file. So actually there's technical limitation, but I don't think it's like a big problem for me currently. Oh no, now the window is not properly resized. That's a bit funny, you know. So for this version, there's the core plugin system, which I think I have wasted like 1 or 2 weeks just for developing this system, giving it like very concrete like performance. If I'm not wrong, this is packaged yesterday, so today I had fixed some of the bugs which I noticed. It's you cannot have the arguments like too long. For example, normally if you created I would say a code, you know, so you have a function, normally you have arguments, right? Normally maybe most of us will just use 1 or 2 arguments, like string array, something like that, and then or just simply a string, you know, just for input, you know, maybe like the or something, you know, just enter, or like my name, maybe have like 1 argument behind this function. And then I tested it a few times and I thought like my maths wouldn't go wrong, so you could just type n amount of it, right? But in fact it doesn't, because yeah, I had badly programmed like inside the arrays, you know, the maths there. So just when you type too much like input there, it will not crash like the whole program, but internally it will just like stop there, you know, like when it process like the 4th arguments, and then it will just like hang, and then just, you know, just try catch there, it will just went to the catch there instead of the, you know, continuing to like resolve the plugin there. So sadly yeah, I had fixed it in like the version 0969, but yeah, it's not fixed in 8, and I could fix it just like by pushing like the 9.1 to like the 8, but I thought like just to not confuse myself, I would just leave it 2 version. So it's also of reference because I have did like some documentation, like 8 had forward, 8 had forward, and then 9 had forward, you know. So if I just suddenly push that, I will need to like do all of those documentations again. It's possible to do it, but just a bit lazy, you know. So code with Java and just compile it, I mean, if you have the time to do so. And it's also like serve as like, you know, like a flexibility for user, you know, because I don't really like do that much code in like the core system, you know. There's like not much practical function as of now, and I don't think I will like change the core API currently, and in the long run, I think, because it's just like a bit of a hassle, And if you just like make it like so bloated, you know, like just like, you know, Windows or anything, you know, if you just keep increase like the core plugin for some certain user functionality instead of making it like a plugin that you could install, like you know you have on APK, you could just install and install when you need it. You know, if you make so much apps that sole code is like the core, and then you just give it to the user, what if like sometimes like user don't want to use like certain functionality and it just use the same RAM and same memory, you know. And by the way, if I'm not wrong, I've did some tests. If I'm not wrong, this version have like 1 or 2 megabyte more smaller than like the previous version, like the one I released when like my birthday, like the April of 8, if I'm not wrong. It's just few megabytes smaller, or 0 point something. That's like I try my best to improve it, but hope it satisfies you guys. And this is like this Windows is like the escape one, you know, like the minimize one. So it's actually in the center of my screen, but okay. For the compatibility, actually I have wanted to try port it to Linux OS, like any of them, like Pure OS, or I tried to port it to Pure OS, but the thing is like when you port it to like Linux and both, because like in Windows currently right now I'm running this program behind, I mean like the core of it is behind a console, you know. So this Windows itself is created, I mean not created from console, but it is, the script is started from a console. So I just use like, you know, use the Windows basic script to like hide the console, actually just not show it, instead to make it like just hidden, just running in the background. But if I went to Linux, there Unix, I'm not quite sure like how do I spell it, but I will just spell it like Linux, okay. So the Linux there, I think it will just create like, you know, a big console here, which is like very, you know, like kinda, you know, like just imagine like you wanted to click something and then you just go a bit further away from the screen and then just click like the console, like click the X of the console or something. It will be a pain in the, it will be just a pain in the ass. So and like it's just not so user friendly lah. I mean, not so beautiful. I could port it, and I'm not quite sure how to port it to, like, because the backend is just simply a console starting this program. And if you guys have any experience, maybe you guys could comment. And I think maybe this month I'll try port it to Android. I would try make it an app, you know, just an app to test out like how compact or how small the performance, like how good is it, and is it like easily portable to Android, and just to test myself, you know, challenge myself a bit. However, I think it will not be my main progress or my main target, because recently I wanted to like create my own plugin for the video processing using like the JAV tool, and it's not going so well because I'm kinda like stuck with loading the external libraries, because currently the core library I'm using is the fast utils and the common IO and the common lang NLP by Apache. And if you wanted to know about it, you could just Google it. It's quite useful, those libraries, but yeah, it's not going so well, and I think I need some time for it, probably 1 or 2 weeks to develop that core plugin. I mean like by core, I mean I will not put it into the core system, like this home system. I will not put it into some button here or something, but instead it's still that I would just core plug in maybe the video, video plugin or something, just which I could call, and of course I will also distribute to you guys in the Patreon there. And in fact, I think I will also disclose the source for the plugin itself to let you guys review, and just to make it just clear, just transparent, because plugin itself could be very dangerous. So yeah, I mean I'm this plugin currently, I think I'm not the one that not the first one that invents loading this class file in runtime. So I mean if you go to Stack Overflow, there's a bunch of guys that have discussed about it, but I don't see any of them just make it public or open source. I mean I do know there's OSGI, that library there. It's a convenient library, but I decided to not use it because it's also a dependencies, so instead of just having more dependencies, why not just create my own and give my own some challenge, and just build something from scratch. And so I think that's it. So in conclusion, we have finally created the plugin system which could practically run any Java compile, any bytecode that is compiled with the Java standard library. So I mean, hope you guys could experiment with it, maybe try run something fun, or just challenge the computational power of Java. For this episode, I think I will just label this series as a Devlog series from now on, because yeah, I will just label it. And sorry for the late release of this video, because I'm kind of struggling with the storage space, because I have recorded so much video, and there's one thing that you guys need to check it out. I think I will release one more video in this week or next week. That's about in a few weeks ago, I have experienced a very just a common experience for China people, but not in our outside of China people. I will tell you the story in another video, so check it out. And I think that's it. Bye bye.